This is your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. Man, if you gotta sell this shit, sell it. It's just stuff. It's just material stuff. Dude, it is what it is. If you want to move on to the next endeavor that you think will, fit you better, get rid of it. Sell it. Dude, you don't owe nobody nothing. See, people don't realize this is just stuff. You can get stuff again. You can get the same stuff again. But you know what? You can't get more time. You can't get more, things to say, well, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do that. Shit, if you wait to the last minute, you can't do what you want to do. This is why I say you got to take advantage of everything that's happening right now. The market is decreasing for video games, comics, action figures, movies, diecast cars, RCs, and all of that stuff is on the decline. Right now, it's no interest in this stuff. And people don't have the money to actually support these hobbies anymore. So these hobbies are dying. And a lot of people don't understand that, it's a lot of shit dying. Anytime you got stores that carry the stuff that you collect dying, it's a lot to say, hey, if these stores are closing, my toy line might be in trouble. Why is your toy line in trouble? Because if this store closed, who gonna carry the toys? Now that's legitimate right there. That's stuff that people don't think about. People don't think about a lot of shit that makes sense. People don't think about a lot of stuff that actually should take precedent in your mind. Like, man, there's a new baby being born in my house. We got to move. We got to downsize, or, I got to get rid of my man cave for the baby could come, shit, things that are more important. Some people will be like, well, put the baby in the living room. What? Man, get the hell out of here. This shit is not that important. And I think a lot of people have too much stuff, too much of, this is who I am. This ain't who you are. This is stuff. If you got rid of this stuff, who are you? That's what I'm saying. The real you come out when you got to do shit, when you got to make hard decisions and you got to move on out here and realize that, hey, the stuff that I was doing before, I can't do anymore. My pockets are different. The world is different. The atmosphere is a lot different. So I got to see how I'm going to navigate in this new space. As a grown person, as a member of Generation X, I realize the stuff that I'm collecting, people in other generations are no longer collecting. Not no longer. They're not collecting. Generation X was the driving push behind like Super NES, NES, N64, Sega Genesis, Sega Master System. We were the pushers behind all that stuff. We grew up with that stuff. When the generation that grows up with the stuff no longer want to collect the stuff, it's going to sit. People used to get a whole box of NES games in and they be like, damn, I done hit the gold man. Man, I'm going to make a ton of money off of this. Now people looking, if they make $1 off this shit, they happy. Because it's not moving. It's stagnant. My generation is bowing out now. They're selling their collections. They're moving on. They're selling toys, video games, movies, comics, sport cards, RC hobbies. They're getting rid of all this stuff. Dude, a lot of us are retiring. A lot of us are stepping back from collecting because, with so many things going on, you got to focus on other shit. And see, it gets real out here. I know I make the same videos a lot and I talk about some of the same stuff. But, anytime that I'm talking to store owners and they talking about closing their stores, mom and pop, they getting hit with high rent. Your rent was $1,500, now it's $2,500. You got to think about all those employee costs. And see, this is one thing that I don't understand why people open stores. But for some collectors, that's a dream. You get to go in and you got all the stuff there. It's cool. The thing that I'm talking about is you can still sell out of your basement and not have that big ass overhead, whereas you paying rent, you paying employees. Dude, you got to look at it like that. Because you got to think about how many video games I got to sell to pay this rent. How many video games I got to pay I mean, sell in order to actually pay the employees. Gas, light, and all that. How much of all that stuff that we got to do? And this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people don't take no looks at this stuff. They think it's all a joke sometimes, man. And this is not a joke. This is real life right here. People are getting frustrated. They're tired. They're angry. And, they just want to quit because they like, man, dude, I don't want to sink no more money into this. This is a losing endeavor. And I actually get the point on that. You got to do what you got to do. And like I said, you see Targets opening all over the place. Yeah. But you notice a lot of departments are missing or they're being merged with different departments. If you notice, if you look at the Targets that are opening, they're smaller. If you look at the Walmarts that are opening in certain places, they're smaller. So you thinking to yourself, what did they cut? There's a lot of things being cut. A lot of physical media is being cut. Then a lot of stuff that a lot of us buy, as far as action figures, is being cut from those planograms that these stores have. So we got to look at all of this, man. I was talking to someone the other day and they was like, is it still worth collecting? I said, yeah. It depends on who you are. You can still find stuff. Hey, it may be expensive, but sometimes people don't understand that shit is what it is. Stuff is going to be crazy and it's going to be what it is, man. Like I say, you got to actually think about what it is that you're doing. Life is rough, man. We do what we do here and we keep on moving, man. Like I say, you got to keep making your money. You got to keep not underestimating things, man, because we get out here and say, oh, man, it's okay, man. I'm going to spend this type of money and I'm going to be able to get it again tomorrow. That ain't always true. You spend that money today, tomorrow, it may look even worse because, things are not guaranteed like they used to be. Jobs are not loyal anymore. And, you stuck. Man, you got to get out here and find another job and you feeling some kind of way because you older now. I know a lot of people say, well, but you got a lot of experience and a lot of this. But when you older, that means I got a lot of experience. That means you got to pay me. Somebody fresh out of college, you can give them damn near anything. It's a difference. But see, somebody else that come out of college, you may pay them more too. Because see, again, they are more into this new age that they got out here, man. They more in tune with this type of technology and all this worldly stuff that is happening now. My generation, which is Generation X, man, we're kind of lacking a little bit. Don't get me wrong. We know about our stuff and everything like that. But when I say we're lacking, we're like the last generation that really truly knew what it was like to go outside. Let me stop. It was people after us that went outside, generations after us. But man, it feels like that. It just feels like everything just changed after a certain period of time, man. So I'm just saying, keep in mind, we're collecting, but understand, at a moment notice, all this shit could just change. Man, we doing what we doing. So fam, just keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing and understand. Till later, peace out.